Now, I imagine when most people plan out their videos, they would use like bullet points. I've written out a 3-page script. I also tried to do a thing behind me so it looks a bit more interesting. And the flipping lights don't even work. Right, I got my tea, I have my script. I haven't done one of these in a it's been months. Actually, it's probably been a whole season. In fact, it's been so long that I have forgotten to put my mic in. Lately, I have been having thoughts about quite a few things, but mainly about planning ahead, having life goals, when things don't usually work out how you want them to. For me, I have always had a very clear life goal. There has been a dream I've had since I've been in primary school, so around like age 9/10. My life goal was always to be very famous, very rich, and a very successful author. And I really wanted to achieve all that by the age of 16. And throughout school, I always wanted to specialise in English. That was the one subject I really desperately wanted to do really well in. I mean, obviously I wanted to do well in all my subjects, but English language and English literature, that was the one that I studied most for and worked really hard to the highest grade possible. Then I was going to go into college again, studying English or creative writing or just something in that category of literature. And after college, I wanted to do the same again at university, but not any university. It had to be either Oxford or Cambridge, which are the two main big ones here in the UK. Again, that was to do some sort of English degree and then to continue doing that degree at the highest possible qualification. By the age of 18, I wanted to own my own property in Italy, and by 21, I wanted to be married and have children. And for so many years, those were the main life goals that I wanted to achieve. I didn't have any backup plans because that was it. I pinned absolutely everything I had on those childish fantasies, and those daydreams did make me very, very happy. So I wanted to make this video today because I have been doing a lot of thinking of where I now want to go in life, on the basis that everything that I wanted to achieve didn't happen, and also that most of what I plan, especially in terms of life goals, even very small ones, usually don't work out. On the 3 double-page scripts I have there, I actually put most of what I plan for myself tends to go to absolute shit. If you look back at I think it's the very first video that I posted on this channel. It's not the very first video I made. I've been doing this on and off for quite a few years now. It was sort of a resolutions video, one of those that everyone makes at the turn of the new year. Let's not even talk about that video. So my main inspiration for making this video actually stemmed from the last video that I tried to make for this channel. It was like a bookshelf tour because books are very much my thing. I have my current read sitting right here, To Hold the Bridge by Garthnix. I am 144 pages in, so about a fifth of the way through. Enjoying this at the moment, but this isn't a books video, so let's just leave that there. What better way to integrate yourself into the booktube community than by showing off everything you own? I tried to film and edit that video twice, and numerous things kept going wrong. Like either the lighting was very inconsistent, or the audio was corrupted, or there were video files that just wouldn't load, and yeah, it was a mess, especially the first one that I did. See, the second time I tried to do it, it was actually no, the second time was a mess as well. And after putting so many hours and days of my time trying to fix all these little mistakes, it just wasn't good enough. It just wasn't what I had in my head on how it was going to go. I don't take mistakes, especially ones that I make, very well at all. Hence why I haven't uploaded on this channel for months, because I was so engrossed in trying to fix every little minor detail. And in the end, I was like, fuck it, I just have to do it next year. I started filming my bookshelf tour way back in spring, and I'm talking early spring here. It's like March, April, when I did the first take of it. And by the time I allowed myself to just completely let it go because it just wasn't working, that's when the students started going back to school. It got me really reminiscing about my personal experience of exams, and that became the second inspiration of me making this video. I was originally planning on filming an entire video about my school and exam experiences, but by the time that by this time really, it's a little bit too late. Having said that, there were a couple of times that I was ready to film that video in August, but by the time those days came round, my dad had holidays from work, so he was in the flat, and I don't like filming when there's other people around. Then my dad was back at work, and I had the flat to myself, and I was like, perfect, I can film that exam/school experience video. And then what happens, my camcorder stops working, and that again was a constant reminder that you can have all these goals that you want to achieve, and you can plan it to death, but things aren't always going to work out for you, and just kind of have to learn to be okay with that. And I mean, I know I'm talking about very minor things here, but the concept can easily be used to bigger life experiences. I have had the concept of this video up here in my brain box for quite a few months now, and it was only last week that I started thinking, okay, is this video even going to be worth filming now? And then the third inspiration hit. in the form of one of my very dearest friends, Shani Ellis. She has a channel. She actually has 2 channels. I will link them both below, especially the video that she made that has made me be all like, yeah, actually, I will also sit down and film this. I know I've been waffling on quite a lot here, but the main message that I want to get out, it's nothing new or big or mind-blowing, but I think it's good just to be reminded that life is not always going to go the way that you want it to. It certainly hasn't gone the way that little 10-year-old me wanted it to go to. So instead of being the next best thing since Queen J.K. Rowling, I now work in retail. Although my current job does mean that I work with books, so that is quite exciting, I will admit. I am not writing books. Well, I'm not a published book author, but I am selling them. Close enough, I guess. As I mentioned earlier, little childhood me wanted to go to either Oxford or Cambridge and study literature. I did go to university, so there's that, but it was to study psychology, and it wasn't at Oxford. It wasn't at Oxford or Cambridge, it was at Chester, which is still an absolutely lovely university and a lovely city, but it wasn't what I desperately wanted to do. And anyway, I dropped out at the end of 3rd year. my throat's going. Good thing I have tea. Lukewarm tea. But, yeah, I did end up dropping out at the end of 3rd year, which I mean, by the time you're at the end of 3rd year, it's like you might as well just see it all through, but for numerous reasons, I didn't. So yeah, after all those years dedicated to studying psychology and all that money spent, I still don't have a degree to show for it. You might be wondering why I ended up doing psychology and not an English degree, and I originally did want to do English. I was going to stick to my guns and study what I'm passionate about, but one of my A-level English teachers strongly persuaded me not to try and go for that course because she didn't think my grades would be good enough. And that hurt, I won't lie, but it's also kind of true. Psychology was by far my strongest subject, hence why I went for that over what I actually wanted to study. I figured a degree would be better than no degree. Knowing that my teacher didn't have that much faith in me, I think it was at that moment when I started letting my childhood fantasy of being a well-read, successful, filthy rich author who lives in Italy. I mean, it was a bit of an outlandish dream, let's be honest here. But yeah, I started letting that go, and I started losing faith in my abilities as a writer. And the annoying thing is that for my English A-levels, because I did English language, which is the more relevant one here, and also English literature. And within that English language module, there was a very small creative writing part, though it didn't account for much in the overall grades at the end. But in that small part there, I was really effing good at it. I was so good at that. Not that great at any other part of the course, but the course that mattered most to me, that was the one that I excelled at. And maybe I could have used that as part of a portfolio for to go towards a literature/creative writing uni course, but I didn't, because I thought I'd best play it safe. Play it safe, but also be a bit more flexible with my life goals and not be so fixated on solely being published. Where I am right now, I have reached a fork in the road and I'm not entirely sure which way to go. I mean, I'm sure I'll figure it out eventually, because if I don't choose which way to go down, I wouldn't be moving forward, I'll just be stuck here, which is not where I want to be. It's not bad, but I'm at that point now where I want to move out of my parents. I want to live with friends and get a bit more control and independence back. At the moment, I think I will stay where I am, and I think it's totally fine just to take a step back once in a while. At the moment, I don't really have a set life goal, but instead of rushing down one path or the other, I think I'm just content on letting life kind of drag me along while I just figure things out. I mean, it will work itself out in its own time. Sometimes there is really no point just rushing ahead just because you feel like time is ticking. I'm going to finish this tea and then I'll be off.